Look at this nonsense. I just got back in my car from going to Chick-fil-A on my way to work. Oh, see the St. Pete Times. Oh, no, excuse me. Now it's called Tampa Bay Times. Sorry about that. They changed their name as if that's going to help. Anyways, front page of the newspaper. Obama, Romney, intense clash of ideas. Like I said, and I'm going to say it again for the 1000th time before I get to what this video is about. If you think any change will come, I mean any, by picking Romney or Obama or either or, you are going to be dealt a spanking like you've probably never been dealt your whole life if your guy Romney gets in there. Simply because nothing has changed. The fundamentals that have brought our country to its knees financially, and we're going to war again. As I said, we are going to war. It's going to happen, because that's what they always do when they're out of ideas and the economy is in shambles. So let's just assume because Mitt Romney gets elected, doesn't change the $16 trillion debt. Doesn't change the fact that we still have Wall Street, who have a open casino they can go to at any time, and the taxpayer will bail them out every time. None of that has changed. He's never come out, ever, neither of them, to say, listen, if I get elected, Wall Street's gonna pay, the American people are gonna win, and blah, blah, blah. Why? Because the same top financial entities, you know, the club, JP Morgan, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, the boys that backed Obama in 2008 financially, they have flip-flopped and are now backing Romney about the same way they backed Obama in 2008. So if the big banks are backing Romney and no one's really backing Obama, what was it, the schools, colleges or something, and schools were giving Obama his money, and granted, I know a lot of people are giving him money, but as far as the who's giving them money, it's the elite. That usually should be right off the bat the telltale sign of who's going to win. So I can't wait for the elections to be over. I can't wait. Anyways, what this video is about: Citigroup CEO and the COO have left, abruptly resigned. I knew that yesterday because I read it yesterday, but I didn't have time to do a video yesterday. I was busy doing other stuff with my social media website, having problems. Can't get a hold of the guy that wrote the program. Doesn't want to answer emails. The website doesn't come up anymore to contact them. Nothing. So I had to go get a whole different platform, which I'm actually glad, because I really like this one a lot better. Of course, I don't like losing money on something, but it is what it is. So the CEO and the COO have left abruptly, and nobody knew why at first. And then the newspapers, got newspapers in my head as if I read those things because I just saw one at the front door of Chick-fil-A. The media said later on yesterday, oh, it was because of some kind of dispute or something over a new board member or something like that. You know, they didn't like that decision, and maybe a decision the board made, or I thought it said something about a new board member or something. They weren't happy with that decision or something. We're leaving. We're out of here. Right. And by their deeds you shall know them, right? They aren't just leaving. You don't just leave a massively high-paying job, the king of the job, you know, at the top, the king, the CEO and the COO, for God's sakes, the king and the prince of the job, during an economy like the one we're in, especially after they just, along with JP Morgan, produced awesome quarterly results. Oh man, it's looking great. Ain't no recession for JP Morgan, ain't no recession for Citigroup. And as I hate to quote Romney right now because I hate both of them, but as Romney said, you know, if you're just an average business, the Obama administration is not too good for you. But if you're a big bank or an oil company, Obama's real good for you, right? He said something like that the other day. So you don't leave one of those businesses where it's real good for you because Obama's got your back, such as the big banks. You don't leave those positions right now just because I don't like the decision they made, or I'm leaving. We had one of the best quarterly ever results, financial results for this quarter. I'm out of here. In other words, I'm out of here in advance of something big happening, like our company losing its rear end, along with the other financial entities out there, because something's coming and it's going to be a big crash. And if it's right after the elections, after Romney's elected, let's say, and then the big crash can happen, as I said, it'd be a perfectly timed thing if they make it happen in between presidents. They actually did the 2008 one from the same time, right? The 2008 one happened right at the end of, I guess, Bush's term, you know, October or whatever, and the elections were a month away. Then the market started crashing, of course. So you can't really say, well, Bush did it because he's already been kicked out, you know, been voted out. He's got another couple months anyway, so it's not really his fault. What could he do? And the new guy, Obama, he never had anything like, he just walked into a mess. I mean, come on, gosh. And if you think Obama walked into a mess, man, if Romney wins, is he gonna walk into a mess? Which is why I say it doesn't matter which one of these clowns you vote for. Someone even tried to bring up a point the other day again on, I think it was Godlike Productions. Please hear me out. Those of you who just refuse to vote for either of the two. If you, listen, we all know Obama's worse than Romney. That's a fact. We all know that. I know you guys don't disagree. So why in the heck would you dare waste your vote on a third party or some other candidate, or not even vote at all, when those votes could be going to Romney, so that you know at least the worst one doesn't get in there? I just can't understand it. They were pretty upset. Let me see if I can help you understand. If you have a murderer and a rapist as one candidate, and just a murderer as the other candidate, you know, murderer, rapist, Democrat, murderer, Republican, third party, no problem at all. Other candidates, no problem at all. They look good. Great track record, great clean personal record, you know, criminal record, nothing bad. Who in the hell is anyone to tell someone don't vote for your murderer, or if you're the other side, your murderer and rapist, and tell them, nah, you gotta vote for just the murderer, because the murderer and the rapist is worse. We know this. You gotta vote for just the murderer, because if you don't, then the other one's gonna get those votes that you cast. Well, my question back would be, if we all know this, and that's how people are thinking now, where they don't want to vote, or they're casting a vote for someone else because they don't approve of either the murderer or the murderer/rapist, how is it possible that there's any votes for the murderer/rapist guy? How is that even possible? And if it is possible, and if he wins because it's possible, then you've got way more problems. We have way more problems than just picking and why they want someone picked and this president and that president. If the mentality of the majority of the population is able to pull off a win for the murderer/rapist, the worst one, then we got a big problem on our hands. It's not you, it's not me, it's not the guys who don't vote, it's the people who do vote. It's the people who do vote that are causing the problems. And if that's the majority, and in a society like ours, allegedly the majority rules, then are we surrounded by psychopaths? And you're telling me vote for the secondary guy that's not quite as bad, because everyone else who's voting for the first guy who is bad, Obama, let's say, right? They gotta be psychopaths. So don't be quite a psychopath. Just be a notch below psychopath and vote for the other guy. Because his record is almost identical. Voting record. Go look it up. Go look at what they voted for. Look what Obama has voted for. Look what Romney has voted for. You're not going to see any difference. You're not going to see any difference. So I think it's more of an illusion that you're actually going to get someone better. And at the same time, to back that up, as I said, it doesn't matter who the next president is. The debt doesn't magically disappear. What we got going on in the Middle East isn't disappearing. Hasn't under Bush twice, Obama once, and the next guy is another Republican. You know, hey, doesn't matter. So all I'm sitting here telling you is none of that matters. And this guy resigning from the Citigroup head position and the COO under him is a telltale sign that something bigger is coming. All we need to see now is somebody like Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan or Lloyd Blankfein of Goldman Sachs to also think I'm going to step down too. I got great quarterly earnings here and I think I've done my job. I'm out of here. Matter of fact, I'm just going to be simple here and say this. If you hear of any other major head of a company like that, CEO, COO, etc., of these the too big to fail banks, if you see even one more story like that, you know it is absolutely certain that the collapse is coming much sooner. Matter of fact, probably before the year's out. So, why the reason specifically, nobody knows, but we know when they quit like that, it's because something bigger is coming, and they already know it's coming. They've known this. It's not some secret. Not like they're just going to find out. They're going to pretend that they just found out when it happens. Oh, man, I wasn't CEO when it happened, man. God, 2-3 months later, the company collapsed, the stock market collapsed. Hey, at least I was in charge when you guys had the best earnings. Please don't kill me. Stockholders, shareholders, please don't kill me, because I was in charge when you guys had the best stock price of your lives. Kind of. Not the best, but definitely much better than it was. And I'm sure you weren't upset then. I'm gone. I already left. I had no idea this was going to happen. Trust me, I had no idea. I understand I left that plush multi-million-dollar a year and multi-million-dollar a year bonus per year salary. And I'm just sitting over here and I just felt like I did my job and I wanted to leave. And it just so happened to be that the collapse came shortly after. Are you sheep buying that? No? Keep drinking. How about a little more fluoride? You need a little more fluoride in your water. Keeps your teeth white. Keeps your teeth white. I haven't been using fluoride for probably the last 3 years, 2 or 3 years, after doing a lot of research on it. Just want to throw that out there. There's no need whatsoever for fluoride to be in your water. They already put chlorine and stuff in there to kill it, kill off anything. There's no scientific reason for water, other than they say, and they teach us in medical school, you know, for dentists, it helps keep white teeth, keeps your teeth white. And I thought to myself, I was talking to my boss about this the other day, I said, isn't it funny though that we could dig up bodies that are hundreds, even thousands of years old, even older than that. Some of them have perfect teeth. Some of them have nothing wrong with their teeth at all. I mean, just beautiful. Even though they've been buried for all this time. We find their skull and it looks great. We both know there's no, you know, there was no fluoride back then. You know, Jesus' time, he wasn't carrying around a bottle of fluoride to keep his teeth clean. Yeah, no. They didn't use it. So if you look at the side effects and things that it causes, one of them is, you know, helps keep you a little bit calm. So that you don't revolt and violently kill somebody when the stock market's destroyed. And so far, they've done a pretty good job. So, cahoots to them. Take care.